If you're a homeowner age 62 or older, listen to this. You may be eligible to receive tax-free income and eliminate your mortgage payments. It's all through a government-insured program called a reverse mortgage. And now you can get a free guide that tells you how. It's offered by One Reverse Mortgage, and it's yours free by calling 1-888-400-0901. The federal government created reverse mortgages specifically to make your retirement easier. They can help you stay in your home and turn your home's equity into tax-free income. You'll never make another mortgage payment. Find out more about this government program and get your free guide. Pick up the phone right now and call 1-888-400-0901. Find out why millions of Americans are considering reverse mortgages. There's no obligation. Equal housing lender not available in all states. Call now. 1-888-400-0901. That's 1-888-400-0901.
Blog Talk Radio.
We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Superhero Academy. I'm your host, Crossfire the Crusader, and I am here today with Cognito and Moxie. I'm assuming that's who I've got on the line. Cognito, Moxie, is that you?
Yes, hello.
Hello. Very good to have you here. I'm excited. It's the first time we've had two visiting professors, so I guess y'all are like the Batman and Robin or the Batman and Batwoman of our little community, huh? So, mainly today, just kind of a general topic. Want to get to know Cognito and Moxie a little bit here on the air and talk about some of the things you're doing, but also just kind of, since y'all are leaders, you are, of course, in charge of one of the message boards that we frequent here, and we get to see a lot of people come and a lot of people go. We're just going to kind of talk in general about things that the people in the real-life superhero community can do to improve what we're doing, the things that you've seen, the mistakes that people make, and the things that we're doing right and things we're doing wrong. So, and also online, I've got the White Skull. Welcome.
Greetings.
Greetings. So, Cognito, I'm going to let you start out. Just go on ahead and tell us a little bit about what you do here and your mission and how you carry it out and stuff like that.
Well, thanks, Crossfire. We're kind of different from most of the scene here. We don't wear masks or costumes or anything like that. We're more neighborhood crime fighters, practical level. Non-traditional responders is what we call ourselves. That's the main name we like to use. Non-traditional responders, basically anyone who's not officially associated with fire, police, EMTs, that sort of thing. Although we do whatever training we can, whatever reading we can, whatever learning we can to try to further our mission.
I like that non-traditional. A new way to put it.
Yeah, we have to thank Victim for that little tidbit of knowledge. We didn't know about that term until recently, and we found it, and it sort of opened up whole doors to a whole other world. There's training all over the place for people called non-traditional responders. Hello. I'm sorry.
Oh, there was just a silence there.
Right. You have more to say on this than I do.
Well, I mean, you pretty much said it all. We're just a couple of people that are ready at any time. If we're awake, we're geared up and ready to go if anything happens, you know. We were driving our truck down the road the other night, well, about 6 months ago with our son, and we came upon a building that was on fire. And while everyone else was getting out of their cars and starting up their cell phone videos, we ran in.
Hello, everybody. Crossfire's back. My phone just booted me for some reason.
Your what? Your phone just booted you?
My phone just decided to kick me off the air. I don't know what's going on there. All right, so again, we're back here with Cognito and Moxie. I missed what's gone on for about the past 45 seconds to a minute, so where were we? Y'all continue what you're doing, and I'll pick back up.
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand what you said.
Hello?
Hello? I couldn't understand
sir.
what you said. What did you say?
Oh, sorry about that. My phone kicked me offline there. I'm not sure what was going on there, but my smartphone decided I didn't need to be on the air.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, just going ahead, where we were talking about non-traditional responders there, so continue with that. Both of you feel free to chime in, and let's carry on.
Well, it just means that we're just regular people who, well, we carry around a little bit of extra gear. We typically are wearing, you know, sturdy clothes and sturdy shoes in case anything happens at any time of the day. We're geared up at the grocery store. That's the kind of people that we are.
We don't really draw a distinction between being on patrol and not being on patrol. If we're awake and not in the shower, we're generally, quote, on patrol. We have our belts done up with a miniature version of our gear that we can carry with us anywhere we go. We also have the go bag in the truck, that sort of thing. Most of it is life-saving gear. We have all sorts of, you know, glass-breaking tools and seatbelt cutting tools and first aid kits and that sort of thing. Basically, we try to be ready for anything we can. And to that end, there's all sorts of training available, especially once you start looking into the world of what they call non-traditional responders. There's first aid training, EMT training, self-defense training, all sorts of things that can be had through the Red Cross or your local sheriff's office or YMCA. Even the DHS offers free training. It's just a matter of going out and getting the training.
Definitely sounds like an area that anybody can improve themselves on, whether they're a real-life superhero or just everyday Joe going back and forth to work.
Absolutely. We have a teenage son that's also in training somewhat, you know, at an age-appropriate level.
The fire scenario that Nancy was talking about earlier, actually, we ran off the road, and I ran straight into the building because I figured there might be people inside, and the outside of the building was on fire. I ran in. She covered me from behind and made sure that our son stayed out of it. She had my back, and he more or less had hers, but he got some real practical experience that night on what to do, what not to do on a scene like that, what to keep an eye out for, what to yell out to us from behind, that sort of thing. We're training him more or less to be an oracle right now because it's age appropriate for him. It's something he can do, and he's pretty internet savvy as well.
Oh yeah, sounds like you have a real good team. Give me an idea. What's the typical patrol for Moxie and Cognito? Moxito and Cogni. I'm sorry, my tongue got wrapped around my eye teeth there. I couldn't see what I was saying.
Yeah, it works. That's kind of cool. Most of the time it's patrol, it's just the two of us. Sometimes we hear about a rash of burglaries or a rash of, anything really. We find out what's going on, and we take off either in the truck or on our bikes and go check it out. We had a mural that was painted in the neighborhood that was threatened. We were concerned that it was going to be defaced, and we just drove by it several times over the course of several weeks until the people who wanted to destroy it lost interest.
Wow.
It really just depends on where the need is. We don't really do a whole lot of traditional patrols. We're really just watching and aware whenever we're out.
And we're a lot more focused on it.
I've got another caller in here. Let me get our new caller in here.
Indeed.
We are the music makers.
Wrong one. And I have lost the caller. Okay, I'm having technical difficulties today.
Sounds like you sent them to the Phantom Zone.
I must have zapped him out of here. White Skull has linked me into the station up, the space station up there, and take it over my switchboard or something. All right. Well, I guess I'm keyed into the Damocles station, and some of that old equipment's getting onto my switchboard here. But I guess we'll go on with what we're doing. We don't have our caller. Feel free to call back in. Anybody that has questions for Cognito and Moxie or myself, 917-889-3317. Go ahead. You were talking about this mural they were wanting to deface. How did you find out that was being threatened?
Well, my civilian Facebook. We lived in the neighborhood at the time, and we watched the lady painting the mural, or I did anyway. I drove by it every day, and I watched her progress. And there were news stories. People were kind of grumbling. They didn't like it. They thought it was lowering the property values. They didn't like it there. And there were just some general grumbling threats that it shouldn't be there and it needed to go away. And I thought it was a beautiful piece of art. The family that let her paint their fence, they consented, so I felt that it should be there and it should be protected. So we just drove by every chance we got. Sometimes we would get on the bikes and go ride by before going to bed just to make sure that, nobody was up to no good.
Make sure people saw us stop and admire it and that sort of thing, and that there was always somebody there as much as possible. One of the main undercurrents to that whole affair was that the person who painted it was transgender, and a lot of people were objecting to the art not because it was art in a public place or that they thought it was lowering the property value, but just because it was painted by a transgender artist. And that's not fair, of course, so we did what we could to protect it and to protect the artist.
Well, that's just crazy. So, for some of me, one of the things that I've started talking to folks about, is like the reason people do the things they do is that you've got two different kind of views on this. There's people that go out looking for trouble. I'm looking for somebody doing something wrong so I can beat them up. Or I'm looking for, the other side is I'm looking for somebody that needs help or something that needs protected. And you definitely, the way you say what you're doing, you're looking for something that needs protected, for someone that needs assisted. You're not out there looking for someone that just, you're not looking for the supervillain that needs beat down or the thug that needs tied up and duct taped to a pole. You're looking for someone that needs help, and you're going to help them.
Thank God for that.
That's correct.
Exactly.
We're more about rendering assistance and helping and protecting, but if need be, we're fully prepared to do whatever needs to be done. If we have to step in and physically defend someone, we can do that as well. It's no secret that we talk about on the forums and in Facebook that we're both certified and licensed for concealed carry and that sort of thing. So if need be, we're prepared for anything as far as that goes.
Definitely. I mean, I've been there. When you're doing the line of work that I do, doing security work, I'm protecting the property of the person, and I'm going to find somebody doing something wrong. And the ones that are always, I'm going to go out there and find somebody doing something wrong, usually don't last very long. They're a flash in the pan. They realize that the security work is dull. They realize that when you jump somebody for stealing something, you're going to end up in court or beat down or both. I had one guy that caught a homeless person and tried to mace him, and the guy took the mace away and sprayed him with it and beat his butt, and I thought that was funny. I was like, were you on camera? Because I want to see this,
Right.
They thought that, when you get the wrong attitude about things, you're not going to be around a long time. But when you are doing things because it's the right thing to do, when you're helping somebody because they need help, when you're protecting the mural because people don't want to destroy this, because of it's ugly, they want to destroy it because of who painted it or whatever reason, and you're watching out for that person's rights, you're doing something to make the world better. And I think in the long run it makes an impact on on the community, on the people around you.
One of the other things that's a little peculiar about us is we don't stick around for interviews or questions or anything like that afterwards. We tend to get the job done and get out.
Excellent.
The fire that we put out, we put it out before the fire trucks arrived, and when they showed up, we left. We didn't stick around for names or interviews or any of that stuff. One of the things that little episode taught me is that first responders are trained that if they show up and someone's already on site taking charge and it's obvious they know what they're doing, you don't argue with them about who's in charge. You fall in line and support them, period. When I went into that building and was getting people out, as I was coming back out of the building, I was met at the door by a first responder. He quickly told me who he was. He said, "Good, grab this, help me out, do." And he just fell right into the line right behind me. And we put it out together, and as soon as the cops and fire trucks started showing up, we left.
Plus, it's not about being Captain America. It's about being where you need to be to take care of what needs done. You know, the fire is more important than the glory. The crime is stopping the crime is more important than the newspaper.
And I do wish that more RLSH realized that and followed that ideal.
Well, it takes a lot of time
Don't we all?
to feel like that.
Right. If we'd have been doing this 20 years ago, there's a good chance we'd have been doing it. If we'd have been, well, I guess more than 20 years ago, we'd have probably been doing it the same way a lot of other people are, trial and error, learning as you go. We've been doing this for so long that we've learned a lot along the way. But we never really aspired to be, quote, superheroes in the first place. We found this group and said, you know what, these guys have great intentions, and we may not agree with all of their methods, but they all have great intentions. They mean well. We can use this. We can get into this group. We can teach each other things here, learn from each other.
Definitely.
We did get into
another caller.
I'm sorry, what?
Area code 617. You're on Superhero Academy.
Hi, this is Basilisk.
Hey, welcome back. It's been a while since you called in.
I know. I've heard what you guys have been saying. You do some good work, Cognito and Moxie Gusto. But there's something that I am a little bit concerned about, and that's what you said, Crossfire. That when you have the right attitude, you probably could go a little bit farther. That sort of reminded me of something I remember watching in probably Walker, Texas Ranger, about a young and upcoming rookie who was trying to probably go out for the Rangers, but probably surpassed Chuck Norris, but instead probably made Chuck Norris a little bit jealous. And it seems like, but to me, real-life superheroes is not about judging which idea or which philosophy is better. It's every philosophy is better. Every idea is better. It's not saying this idea is better or this idea is better. It's saying all of them is better. All of them is equal. All of them is good.
I would not go so far as to say that.
This is why I respect it so much.
Oh, what I'm saying is that, when you're doing something because you're doing it for the glory or for the attention, as opposed to doing it because it's the right thing, your motivation, it's not the idea so much as your motivation for the idea. You can do the exact same act for different reasons. I mean, if you do say you buy a pizza and you give it to a homeless person who's hungry, and you do it because this person's hungry, you've done it to feed that person. But if you do it and say, you know what, let's get this on film and make sure it's on the evening news because I want the attention, you're doing it for the attention.
True, but you can say that for every other profession there is in this world. You could say that about police. You could say that about religion. You could say that about politics.
Right. And it doesn't make it less true.
It's true of any profession. I mean, go to a restaurant and you'll see the waitress that's working for the tip, and you'll see the waitress that's serving the customer. And the difference will be the waitress that's serving the customer makes sure the glass never gets empty and the dishes don't pile up. The waitress that's working for the tip doesn't. And the irony is that at the end, it's the one that's serving the customer that does better. And it's the one that serves the customer that the customers want to have as their waitress. And I've got another caller, area code 732.
All right, I better go now. Thank you.
732, you're on Superhero Academy.
Yes, this is Tothian.
Hey. Welcome to Superhero Academy.
I missed what everyone was talking about. I didn't get to hear any of it. I just called in right now.
Okay. Oh, we're just kind of in general talking about the reasons you do things, what's the right way, what's the wrong way, or right attitude, I guess. If you're doing things for the glory as opposed to if you're doing things because it's the right thing. And we're talking with Moxie and Cognito. Magneto and Coxie. That's going to be your new names. You know that.
Cognito.
Only on a bad day.
Yeah.
I'm glad you can't get your names right. But yeah,
okay.
we're talking with
we don't get them right.
And what we can do about improving what we all do, as whether it's working with the homeless, whether it's working with kids, whether it's actual out there crime patrols, whether it's school programs.
It's up to the individual. It's up to the individual motivations. Everyone has their own reasons for wanting to do this. But one thing I have a problem with
whatever your mission
in this community is a lot of people in this community try to pretend to be perfect, and they don't it doesn't really inspire people because people, when they place themselves on this pedestal, they think, oh, I can never do that because I'm not a perfect person like that person. But if someone shows that they're not perfect and they still want to do good in the world, then they think, oh, I can relate to that person. And it doesn't look fake. It looks real, genuine.
Yes, definitely. And, there's a story that I always go back to about a little boy's walking down the beach and there's starfish laying in the sand. And he's picking the starfish up and throwing them back into the water. And this man comes along and he said, what are you doing? There's thousands of starfish on the sand here. He says, you're never going to make a difference. And the little boy picks up the starfish, throws it in the water, and he says, I made a difference to that one. And he picks up another one and says, I made a difference for that one. And that's what it's about. It's not about, I can do all of these. It's about, one person at a time, one mission at a time, one step at a time, whether it's $1 given to the March of Dimes or it's, a kid visited at the hospital or a person that's given a sandwich when they're living on the street and don't have any food. It's a matter of making a difference one place at a time, one person at a time, and doing it because the person needs help, the situation needs done, and not because you can be on the latest clip on the TV news or be make your blog look like it's something amazing. You're doing it because it's the right thing.
Crossfire, may I interject?
Oh, go ahead.
I hear what you're saying about the starfish and, making a difference in one person's life, and that's extremely admirable. However, I would like to point out that the RLSH in the past few years has gotten increasingly larger media attention, which is in no way a bad thing. I mean, the RLSH is full of people who attract that sort of attention. Not all of you intentionally, of course, but it just happens. Now, aside from going out and handing out socks and bottles of water and sandwiches, which are all admirable things, does the RLSH not have a larger obligation to larger issues than that, since they have this media attention?
I think I would say to a degree, yes. It needs to be used. I mean, it can be used to great things. I mean, especially in the area of charity. If you've got the media attention, you could say, okay, I've got, using the little boy, if somebody comes and films him while he's doing that, and if he turns to the camera and says, I'm one person, I can only do one at a time, and there's thousands of them, and we've got more than enough for everybody to do, and more people come out there, and there are more people throwing the starfish in the water, they use that media attention for the good. But if
Indeed.
it's like, this is my beach, and I'm doing it, and nobody else does it right, you've got an attitude issue there,
And sadly, there are people in this community that have that exact attitude.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it. But, when you're focused on the mission and you use everything that you have, whether it's media coverage, whether it's just your spare time, your spare money, whatever, and you're focused on that for doing the good, whatever your purpose out there is, whatever you're doing, then you're making a difference because you care about the situation. When you're just in it for attention, and, I've seen it in any community, any church. I've seen it in social groups. I've seen it in charities. I've seen it in just any group you put together. You can get 15 Elvis impersonators together, and you're going to have somebody with a bad attitude, So any community of creative people, you're going to have situations like that. But it's the ones that last are the ones that care, is what I've seen. The ones that last are the ones that do it for the reason that it needs to be done instead of, somebody will pay attention to me. That's what I see.
Right.
Well, that is definitely an opinion to which everyone is entitled, of course, one.
Well, everybody's allowed to have one or two opinions, but they're like armpits. Opinions are like armpits. We all get a couple of them, and they usually stink. So, that's just how it works.
Truth.
So, where the conversation's gone there, Cognito, what's your thoughts on that lines? Oh, I've got another caller. Hold on. Area code 504. Where are you at? 504, you're on Superhero Academy. Oh, I think I'm losing 504. Hello?
Captain Black here.
Captain Black. Of all the people to pop in, I'm not surprised. And I've got area code 507. Wow. Area code 352. Y'all are on Superhero Academy. Who have I got here?
Hi, this is Versus.
And area code 507 and 352. Who's the other two? The other one?
Hello?
Hello?
Somebody will go. Hello, yes.
507. This is Misery White.
This is who? Misery White. Welcome. This is a new caller.
Hi. I just wanted to call in and say hi to Cognito and Moxie. I really respect them. And
hello, Misery White. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Well, we've got a good show going today. We're actually getting some depth about the reasons people do stuff, and we kind of strayed off of Cognito and Moxie's story, and I got your names right this time, guys.
Okay. Yay!
I get a cookie now, so I'm good. But
right. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing.
I'm sorry. My new phone, I'm afraid to move it because it booted me off earlier.
That happens. Well, I just wanted to express my gratitude to Cognito and Moxie for what they do, and I wondered if there was any mention yet that I may have missed about the work that was done with the hurricane, because I know that they did a lot with that. We haven't talked about it yet. Oh, okay.
And we've got about 3 minutes left before we got to wrap everything up, but we can talk about that real quick. I do want to give a shout-out to everybody out there at Comic-Con this weekend. This is Hope 2011 weekend, and Razorhawk and his crew are out there working like crazy this weekend, handing out 200 packages to the homeless up in that area, among other things. So I want to give a shout-out to them. Good job. He's going to be on here in a couple of weeks and touch base with us about how everything went. But I'm looking forward to that. Now, Cognito, just a quick wrap up. You want to throw something in here and just kind of wrap things up? We're running out of time. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, Cognito, Moxie. Either you want to say anything before we close this out?
Well, I was going to address real quick two things. First of all, the hurricane, what we did was, around here, most of it was flooding. We got in our Jeep, we have a 4x4, and we drove around town helping people that were stranded in the floods, people that had run off the road, that sort of thing. That was more or less the extent of that, besides helping people that hadn't managed to stock up on food and water because we had extra. The other thing was that about motivation. One of the things that we're lucky with is that we have each other as a team, and we can help each other stay true to ourselves and our goals. She ends up being a safety net for me and me for her sometimes.
Okay.
The ideal team, that's great.
This sounds like an ideal team. Well, we've got about a minute left. 90 seconds. I'm going to wrap things up. Guys, thank you for being on here. I'll have to have you on here again and talk some more about what you do. Thank you for coming on. It's been a great show. Thank you, everybody that's called in. I can't begin to name everybody. I'm not going to be going through an after show too much. If you're on the Facebook group, join me, and I will post, what the upcoming shows are and keep everything going there. And hopefully somewhere down the road, Blog Talk will let's get back to an hour because this is fascinating, and I wish we still had it. I'm going to close with our traditional song and remind everybody, in a world of spandex and costumes and high ideals, you don't need to be taking yourself too seriously. So here is our favorite ending. Just look on Facebook for the upcoming episodes and enjoy the show.
Thanks for having us on, Crossfire. Thanks for everybody calling in.
We're men at night. We roam around the forest looking for light. We're men at night.
Hello, operator. I believe my party's been disconnected.